And thanks for clicking on that one. We are going to begin with... Okay, so yes, Freddy or Jason is the victor in Freddy vs. Jason. The only reason people wouldn't agree with that is if they're just like Jason or Freddy fans who are just like, yeah, and just be little bitches about it. The movie itself, we all know that they're invincible.
Yeah.
We knew that one wasn't going to kill the other.
So we get the tag of him winking at the camera at the end. Okay, that's fine. But he was still from a cut-off head.
The thing is we know that they weren't going to be able to kill each other. You know that going in. You know that it just so happened that they never made a sequel, but they wanted to make a sequel. This was about Freddy vs. Jason Round 1. Because that's what 2 would have been called. If not Ash vs. Freddy vs. Jason, would have been called Round 2. Or at least the tagline would have been.
Right.
And that's what it would be. Is who was going to win this round. And there is a clear victor. The filmmakers have agreed. And they don't even have to agree. Like, they're confused why they have to, like, clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so obvious. They both fall into the water. Fair enough. Like, that could be debatable. And it is debatable because there is no clear victor at that point. But they have a slow motion shot that shows Jason re-emerging, holding Freddy's head.
Mm-hmm. He walked away.
That means he's the winner.
Yep.
They added in and that was where they fucked up. They added the blink because we all know that he's not actually dead. And it would be stupid to think that he killed Freddy or something. So they added in that blink, and people just take shit too literally.
They do.
It was a blink of, see you later, that was fun. It was a blink of, he didn't actually kill me, but you guys already know that.
That was Freddy saying, that's all, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jason is the clear-cut victor. Everyone involved in the movie knows that and thinks you are an idiot if you don't notice that. So anyway, so there. Yeah, there's that. Jason won in Freddy vs. Jason. So, the other thing that I noticed today looking through them is Jason's died a lot. Jason always comes back. Jason always comes back, give or take, in the form that he left, other than 8 going into 9. But there's a common fan theory that's fucking stupid, that little Jason was a hallucination, and that real Jason got washed out to sea with the sewage, floated back to Camp Crystal Lake. That's why in 9 he looks all bubbly and fucked up, because he got toxic wasted.
Okay.
I don't believe that. That's fucking stupid,
Yeah,
but nice
weak.
try.
Yeah.
But at least it's always been kind of like that. Plus, we got Part 9, which is a continuation of the rest of them. Then we get X, Jason 10. So, we have our series right there. The next thing that happens is Freddy vs. Jason, but again, obviously, but I might have to point this out to fuckers because the site I looked at was like, he comes back for Freddy vs. Jason. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? Like, how do you not... Anyway, Freddy vs. Jason takes place before Jason X. Again, showing that Jason was the victor.
Right. Either that or it's set on Earth 2.
And so, this is the last... Unless someone makes Friday the 13th Part 11 with Zombie Jason after Jason X or Jason X2, we now go into reboots and remakes. Mm-hmm. So, the Jason story is done. And so, if you think about it, maybe it's just me, I never thought about it until today. Jason is actually dead. Because he dies at the end of 10, and now we rebooted it. Now, that's easy enough to say that, well, I guess Freddy's dead too because Jackie Earle Haley took over. No, it's more specific than that. That Jason dies at the end of Jason X, and he burns up in the atmosphere to nothing. There is no DNA left of him.
Okay.
There is no way to resurrect him.
You're right, but Jason hasn't died yet.
Right.
Because how long is he in... Right now, like, he's in cryosleep. Then he gets woken up in the future, and then he ends up dying.
Oh, so you're trying to make me feel better by saying somewhere in the world Jason's still alive.
He's not dead yet.
Until the year 3000
That's like several hundred years from now is when
I
he
know,
actually
but
dies.
Jason died at the end of the Friday the 13th series. And I never realized that before. Yeah. Like, that shit hurt my feelings and shit. Like, I'm not being serious, but it's the idea that it's like, if you look at it, his body always came back.
Yes, it did.
And even if you look at 9... which says that inside of him was this demon. That demon, in theory, would still be inside of him in Freddy vs. Jason, and would still be in him in Jason X. I
think the demon left and went into the reporter and wreck. Right? Is that the same demon?
I don't know. But let me get through this. This is very nerdy, as you can imagine. Okay, so the thing is the demon's inside Jason, in Jason X, turns into Uber Demon, I guess, inside. There is nothing left of Jason when he burns through the atmosphere, so even that demon is now dead. Jason is officially dead. He didn't go to hell, to be resurrected. He is literally, there's nothing left, unless he has, like, a soul, Yeah. That could be, like, resurrected or something. He is legitimately dead. Because they've made so many points to bring his dead body back to life. So it still was Jason.
Yes, it was always Jason.
Yeah. So Jason is technically dead.
Well.
R.I.P. Jason. Anyway, that's some nerdy shit. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty fucking nerdy. But I never realized it.
Yeah, it even fan theorizing about Friday the 13th gets so much more difficult when you factor in 9 and 10. Just because they're so far outside the realm of everything else in the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but, like, I do think 9 holds to that, and that's whatever. But if 9 didn't exist and Jason X did after Part 8, I still think it holds to canon. Like, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because the thing is the reason they did... One of the big reasons they did space is because they didn't own certain rights, this, that, the other, and they were like, Sean Cunningham, you can make a movie, just don't fuck with our Freddy versus Jason. And he was like, how am I... Your script keeps changing. How do I do... And so the agreement they came to is if it took place after, there would be no whatever. And he's like, well, wouldn't that show that Jason's the victor? And they're like, nobody will notice that. And still to this day, no one notices that. So whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the reason for doing it. And yeah, I mean, 9 is fucking crazy. So if you just disregard 9, in the ending of 8, yeah, he's still just zombie Jason, but now in space. As stupid as that is.
Yeah. And as stupid as that is, though, I don't know. Like, the ending of 8 is one of my least favorite Friday the 13th moments. It's just so bad on so many levels.
And what's worse is that, like, they try and pull some kind of emotion out of such a trash movie.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
no bueno.
It's like, don't kill Jason, like we've seen a bunch of times, and try and make it the official death, but then try and make us feel something for Jason. The reason Jason worked as an anti-hero in Freddy vs. Jason and wouldn't have worked otherwise is because that's to offset Freddy. But otherwise, he doesn't work as an anti-hero. Don't make us empathize for him. Anyway, so I'm done. If you're done. Any Friday the 13th rant you ever wanted to say?
No, I think we're kind of Friday the 13th out. I've always been, maybe you have a fan theory on this. As much as I like Friday the 13th Part 2, the ending of it always seemed incomplete to me. And it's also Part 2 is the one and only time we see bearded Jason.
Right.
And then in Part 3, he's Sloth from Goonies Jason, which is the design everyone is more familiar with.
Right.
Although in Part 3, we do get a flashback from the final girl to a long time ago where she was stalked by Sloth Jason in the woods.
That is the problem.
So, who is bearded Jason?
Okay. This is my theory. I don't like it, but this is it. You never see Jason without the bag on until
when he's jumping through the window. Yeah.
That's the only time. So, obviously, from that, he jumps through, goes to grab her, but doesn't quite get to her type thing. And then she's getting loaded into an ambulance the next day. So, that last bit is like a fantasy. The one guy isn't actually dead. Even the dog is okay. And then Jason jumps through. That was her having some kind... It's stupid and it's a cheat. But it's no stupider than the other thing. So, under the sack, he was Sloth Jason.
Okay. She was just filling in the blanks herself.
Yeah. She fell asleep from exhaustion or whatever. Had a dream about it. Or a Carrie moment. Like, what's the end of Carrie? And why is that okay but not this? I don't know. Because Carrie was supernatural. This wasn't yet a supernatural tale.
We'll go with that. Now, do you, not even a fan theory, do you have any reason why the climax of that movie just like seems to stop in the middle? And I guess that's why, because he killed her or got her and she was having some... Because, like you say, he just sort of jumps in the window and then it just seems to stop.
I'm saying that part is her fantasy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that part is her fantasy. Because, I mean, if you technically look at him, he's dressed the same. And I think he even has the machete wound and everything. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't say that was the mountain man who's been taking care of Jake. But that could work in the way that that's who jumps in at her. But he's never been established since. But basically, Jason under the hood, for whatever fan theory you can come up with, is Sloth. Because it's never revealed in a tangible way.
Sure. And and then later on when they do flashbacks, they show that he looked like that when he was a kid. Right. Of course, at the end of Friday the 13th Part 1, he's got that look to him. It
makes about as much sense as Part 1. Why would a kid jump out of the lake? It's like this gotcha ending that you could say hints at the later on supernatural stuff. But it was just cheats to scare you.
As you might be thinking, we've obviously put way too much thought into the depth of something that... I mean, the whole reason that I love Friday the 13th is there isn't really any depth.
Right.
But then,
But that's what's fun, is I like...
Let the imagination run wild over 12 movies. And
Exactly. And that's what's so much fun about that kind of stuff, and I love it. It's like, we never get answers, because answers are, one, irrelevant, and would be sillier than the questions and stuff. But... yeah, makes for good times, because any more Jason is more Jason to me, so I'm up for anything they throw at us. I would even take the found footage one.
Why not?
Exactly. Why the fuck not? It's not going to touch the original 8 and whatever.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Friday the 13th? We're such big 13th fans that we're trying to put together like a Friday the 13th awards show.
Right.
Where we highlight everything we love the most about this series. We could literally
turn this podcast into Friday the 13th centric and never run out of stuff to talk about.
No, it would take a while.
Yes.
We'd love for you to contribute. Give us your thoughts, including, you know what? Even if your thought is, how the hell can you idiots spend so much time talking about something so stupid? You know what? That's a valid thought. I'm open to it. Twitter or Facebook, look for us at Fright Flicks.
Yes. CKS.
This has been The Horror. I'm Nate.
And I am Mike.
We will be back soon with more top fives and more blathering on about Friday the 13th.
Right. And one thing, this is the first time we'll be throwing it out. It might come out on a podcast before here, but we're going to try and switch things up in the way that we want to maybe have a guest or two on. So if you live in the Gainesville area, want to hook up with us, record a podcast on Friday the 13th, or any other such topic, hit us up, and we'll try and arrange that.
Yeah. We want some fresh blood in here, and we promise not to team up on you.
Exactly. So, hit us up, guys, and we will see you later.